Hello friends, it's the Otter and Tech Tuesday. We're diving into the Grip X damper assembly. So my top cap's all blacked out because I like the color black. And let's basically look inside and see what we got here. Past the marketing, we do have a massive main piston. So let's compare that to the Grip 1 or the Grip 2 main piston and we can see the size difference. I am learning this as I go, so instead of being a hater in the comments, add to the conversation, correct me if I'm wrong. So our massive main piston is going to flow more oil, so we have a lot more shims in here to create the damping curve from the books I've read. We have 4 20mm shims right up against the main piston. This is like the low speed control. Bigger the shim, the easier it bends when the oil is flowing through there. Then we move into 2 18mm shims. These are like mid-speed shims, I'm guessing, more on the low speed because they can bend pretty easy as well. The next 2 shims are 2 15mm shims. One interesting note on this damper, we have 4 2 2 2. And then there's this ring shim that's actually not in the Fox diagrams. So I honestly don't know why a ring shim is in front of the 2 15mm shims right here, but who knows. So after the 2 13mm shims, the high speed control, we have a whole stack of tiny little shims here. These are like the clamping shims. Now here's the entire assembly out on the table. So I would maybe take a couple of the low speed compression shims off, but the thing works so good, I'm not gonna actually do anything. One notable thing from a mechanic standpoint, Fox makes their stuff incredibly easy to work on. Like I just took a Charger 3.1 apart and it's absolute rubbish inside. This one is pretty darn good. Now the damper is completely assembled, and when I turn the high speed compression knob, it is moving the high speed compression loader or hat onto a spring and preloading the shim stack. So Fox has quietly gone to preloading shim stacks when you move the knob, and this is a good thing. So I have Grip 2 for next week's video. And the VCC or whatever they did in the high-speed compression circuit on the Grip 2, it was absolutely rubbish. So the marketing on the new Grip X and Grip X2 damper, it really holds up on the trail because this compression damper is amazing and has excellent range. Now we're going to jump into the mid valve and the rebound stack. So I do have one complaint when it comes to the Grip X and the 2026 Fox Float X2. Fox is basically sending these out with a very slow rebound tune. So if you're a lightweight rider, it's probably going to be necessary to pull a couple shims out of them because they're just making the rebound incredibly slow. So slow is more control and it's definitely safer. So let's jump into the shim stacks on the rebound side. The tiny little tube on the bottom, the rebound tube, or what Fox calls it, is the pressure tube, contains the mid valve and the rebound valving system. So these shims are incredibly small and actually just like exploded them on the table. So I had to dive into here pretty deep to put this thing back in the correct order. The rebound piston, correct me if I'm saying that wrong, is asymmetrical with larger ports for the compression side because there's more force pushing up. And the bottom side of the piston will be up on the top right here. And this is the mid-valving, which is substantially more sophisticated than the Grip 1 or the Grip 2 that I took apart earlier in the day. The rebound assembly valving, there's way too many shims here in my humble opinion. The rebound is incredibly slow. So lightweight riders, be a little wary. So this is substantially more sophisticated than Grip 2 like I told you. And this is only the Grip X with this single rebound adjuster. But after riding Grip 2 and Grip X2 and Grip X, really, the rebound all kind of feels the same. The high-speed rebound just feels like more of a marketing tool than actual adjustment. The rebound piston assembly is very simple and it's actually made out of plastic. So there's the price difference between Grip X and Grip X2. This one just feels really cheap in the hand. You have to be very careful with that plastic nut. So putting this back together with the single rebound adjuster is incredibly more simple than a two-way adjuster with an extra rod inside. So basically, when the fork is compressing, the shims underneath the rebound stack are flexing and they call this the mid valve. And one day I'll get into tuning mid valves, but honestly this fork's so good, I'm just going to leave it as it is. Turning the single rebound adjuster is just basically walking a needle in and out. But like I told you before, the high-speed rebound feels more like a marketing tool than an effective adjustment on the trail. I did end up just leaving the ring shim out of the stack. I don't know if it's going to make it much different or not, but if you click this playlist here, it's all about the suspension nerd tuning stuff. And if you like that video, you'll like that playlist.